You might see a few problems in your homework that ask you to use these properties in the context of some geometry problems. And the one shape I really want you to be familiar with for now is a rectangle. To find the area of a rectangle, you always take length times width. So in this case, if I wanted to write an expression for area, I would take my length, which is 3y plus 5, and then I would multiply that by my width, which is 4. And I chose to put the 4 in front of the 3y plus 5. It doesn't matter where you write it. I could have written it on the other side. But I can simplify this expression, regardless of where I put the 4, by distributing. 4 times 3 is 12, so I get 12y, and 4 times 5 is 20. And so there's my expression for area. Now, perimeter of a rectangle, perimeter refers to distance around. We always take 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So if I wanted to write an expression for perimeter, I would do 2 times, let's see, the length is 3y plus 5, and then the width is 4. So there's my expression for perimeter. I basically took the 3y plus 5 and I plugged that in for L, and then I took the 4 and plugged that in for W. We can simplify this expression by distributing, getting rid of parentheses, and combining like terms. So that's going to give me, if I distribute, 6y plus 10, and then plus 8. And my only like terms are the 10 and the 8, and so I'm left with 6y plus 18. Okay, the last thing I need to go over in this particular lesson is some of the words that are used in math to describe different operations. And so in the notes, I have a list of some common words that are used for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I think the words that are used most frequently would be, let's see, addition. I put more than, plus, increased by. I forgot one that's used a lot, sum, and total are also used a lot. There are other words that can be used for these operations. As you come across them in your homework, feel free to just add to this list of keywords. So what I'd like to do then is try to translate words into algebra. And so let's just do example 6a. This problem says we've got the product, and product means multiply, of 3 and some unknown number. And in these problems, we can use any letter we want for that unknown number. You could use X or N or Y, any number you want. I'm going to use X for the number. So the product of 3 and a number would be 3 times X. That word product is telling me what to do here. Okay, part B says 5 more than a number. More than means addition. So 5 more than a number would be 5 plus X. Now, with addition, order doesn't matter. So if you had written down X plus 5, that is equally correct. Now, part C says the difference of 6 and a number. Difference is subtraction. And with subtraction, the order actually does matter. The difference of 6 and a number would be 6 minus X. When you see that word difference, the order of your subtraction should be the same order as you see in the words. Because the 6 came first, the 6 comes first in my subtraction. And the number, the X, is second. So that rule works anytime you see the word difference. However, 6 less than a number, less than still means subtraction, but these words, 6 less than a number, actually means that you're taking 6 away from that number. And so that actually changes the order. What I would write on my paper would have to be X minus 6. The 6 is being taken away from the number. All right, part E says the quotient. Quotient means division. So the quotient of a number and 2 would be X divided by 2, which you can also write with that fraction bar, X divided by 2. With division, order matters as well. And so when you see that word quotient, it's a lot like the word difference. The order you write the things in is the same order as the words. Okay, 2 more examples. Twice the sum of a number and 4. So twice the sum means we're taking some sum, something with a plus sign, and multiplying it by 2. So that's twice the sum. And the sum of what? It says the sum of a number, which is my x, and 4. Notice for this problem I have to use parentheses because the word twice applies to the entire sum. Whereas in part G, it says the sum of twice a number. So in this case, the twice only applies to the x, only applies to the number. Okay, so part G says the sum, so I need a plus sign, of twice a number, that would be 2 times x, and 4. This time I don't use parentheses because the twice, the 2, only applies to the x. It doesn't actually apply to the 4. I know it takes some practice to get used to seeing math written in words, so please don't hesitate to contact me if you find some of this confusing. I'm very happy to show you some more examples or meet with you during office hours.